Yo, what is up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here, continuing to cook up this NBA action. Y'all know what we do on the jam session. We cook up every single game, every single day, man. And I'm ready to smash today's card. We already cooked up the NFL. You guys can watch that video as soon as you watch this video. And if you guys appreciate the content, smash that like button for your guy, man. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, if you rocking with me, rock with me, man. I'm active on Twitter all day long. There's a link for that in the description below if you want to follow me there. And of course, on a day like this, I am locked and loaded, man. I got premium plays over at the site. We've had a really good year in the NFL, man. You can scoop those plays up over there, and we're seeing the board really well this week in the NBA. You guys can scoop those plays up over there as well. Those are the plays that I personally have the most money on, the plays that I'm most comfortable with. Again, I cooked up every game for you guys in video form. You can watch that, or you can scoop up my favorite plays over at Pickdawgz Premium. The best thing to do is to hop on a long-term pass, though. 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, yearly, seasonal. When you do that, you get every single play that I release, every single sport, for the time frame of the package that you get. It's the best deal out there instead of buying all the plays individual, man. Hey, it's a money-making Sunday. We got a huge NBA card. You guys know the drill. I'm finna cook up every last one of them for you guys right here, right now. I appreciate all you guys watching this video. You guys give me life, man. Let's continue to smash the books. Let's continue to make some money. Let's continue to keep this shit rolling, man. And without further ado, let's hop right into tonight's NBA action. First game up, man, we got the Charlotte Hornets out on the road facing the New York Knicks. Knicks laying damn near double digits, laying 9.5 at the crib in this one. I kind of understand why the line is where it's at. The Knicks have hooped at home, man. They're coming off of two really dominating home wins. Took the Los Angeles Clippers behind the woodshed, 111-97, and then turn around and beat up on San Antonio, 126-105. We had them in both games. We even laid the big number last game on San Antonio. The Knicks have played well at home now in back-to-back games. But I'm going to be honest, I think it's time to go the other way. We don't think of the Knicks as, some dominant home team. We just don't. I know they've had two nice home wins, but I think we see them kind of return to reality in this one. Yes, they're definitely the better team. Yes, they should win this game comfortably. But laying double digits with the Knicks consistently is somewhere I do not want to be. I'm going to take the Charlotte Hornets plus the points in this one. The Charlotte Hornets, this is going to be their fifth road game in their last 6 games. 4 of their last 5 games were out on the road. And when I look at those 4 games, all 4 of those games, they were fairly competitive in those games. They kept them all within double digits, even won 2 of those, beating a good Pacers team out there and beating the Wizards as well out on the road, 124-117. The only game in the last 5 games they didn't compete in was the one at home. So the Hornets have actually been playing some pretty decent basketball out on the road. I think offensively they can do enough to keep themselves within this number, keep this game fairly competitive. I don't want to lay points this many times, this big of a number with the New York Knicks. I think you're kind of asking for it. Knicks win. I think they probably win by like 6-7 points, in my opinion. I'm going to grab the points, the huge number here with the Charlotte Hornets out on the road. First game of the day. Next game up, man, we got the Washington Wizards out on the road facing the Brooklyn Nets. Nets, home favorites, laying a healthy number, man, laying 7 at the crib in this one. I'm going to be honest, I cannot lay the 7 with the Brooklyn Nets in this one. Are they the better team? Yeah. Have they played the better basketball thus far this season? Yes. But where have we cashed on the Nets for most of the season? As underdogs. This is not in the Brooklyn Nets wheelhouse laying points like this. And I don't want to overjump the gun and try to do it. Are they the better team? Again, yes. But 7 I think is way too many. Especially missing their main scorer, Cam Thomas, and missing Ben Simmons. They still want me to lay 7. I can't do it, man. They've also lost 3 of their last 5. They just haven't shown me enough to want to lay 7. Even in their 2 wins, they beat Chicago by 2 points out on the road, and then they did beat the Clippers by 7 at home, but that wouldn't have covered this line. I don't want to lay 7 with the Nets, especially not without Cam Thomas, not without Ben Simmons. I think the Wizards can and will keep this game competitive As I've said plenty of times this season, betting the Wizards is not fun. It's one of the most stressful things you'll do in the NBA. But here in this one tonight, I do lean in their direction. I think offensively they can do enough to keep this game within the number if they don't shoot themselves out the game, which they very well can, but they can also shoot themselves to a win. Hopefully tonight's a night where the shots are falling. I'm taking the Wizards plus the points here in this one. Next game up, man, we got a tough one in my opinion. Reason it's a tough game is because we've been fading the Clippers with the addition of James Harden, and we've been fading the Grizzlies. Man, they're not a good team right now. They're just not a good team. So it makes this game tough. The Grizzlies are getting 8.5 out on the road in Los Angeles. I'm not betting this game. And I wouldn't advise you guys to bet this game off my words alone either. If you guys like something in this game, then by all means, go for it. Me personally, I'm leaving this game alone in its entirety. I do give a pick in every game every day, though. And so here's the play for this game. I would lean towards the Grizzlies. The reason I would lean towards the Grizzlies is what have we seen from the Clippers of recent that would suggest that, A, they win a game, and even if they do win a game, would suggest that they come out here and blow these boys out. Nothing. So I think laying this many points with the Clippers is a terrible idea. So I lean towards the direction of the Memphis Grizzlies. The reason why I will not bet the Grizzlies, though, is the Grizzlies were one of the worst road ATS teams in the NBA last year. They were terrible. They were the second worst road ATS team in the league, and they're even worse this year. This is not a good Grizzlies team. So I don't really have nothing much for this game. A small, and I mean tiny lean to the Grizzlies. Me personally, I'm not betting it. I give a play in every game every day, though, so that's my thoughts on this one. Next game up, man, we got the Indiana Pacers out on the road facing the Philadelphia 76ers. Sixers home favorites laying 6.5 at the crib in this one. It's another tough game. We did fade the 76ers in the last game, and they failed to cover for the first time this season, so that was a great spot for us in that one. We've been on the Pacers a ton this year. I really want to take the Pacers in this game. I want to take the Pacers here. The reason why I'm saying I want to take the Pacers here is because the Philadelphia 76ers have won the last 6 meetings straight up against the Indiana Pacers. I will say 2 of the last 3 have been competitive, but for the most part, Philadelphia dominates this series. The Pacers have been hooping this year, though. I love the run and gun style that this team plays. And I also think this is a pretty bad spot for Philly. They had a pretty long, significant homestand. Left when played one single game out on the road against the Pistons and now come back home. Just a weird spot. Fading Philadelphia is not fun. It's not fun. They are one of the most profitable ATS teams in the league thus far this season. But in my heart, in my soul, in my gut, I do believe the right play is the Indiana Pacers. I believe Tyrese Halliburton and company can score enough points to keep this game competitive. We saw Philadelphia struggle with Detroit in their last game for most of the game. They were losing that game through 3 quarters. I think Indiana can compete here. I like the points in my back pocket. I'm going to take the Pacers plus the points here in this one tonight. Next game up, man, we got the Detroit Pistons out on the road facing your Chicago Bulls. Bulls laying 7.5 at the crib. And short, sweet, simple. We're fading the Chicago Bulls like we've been doing all season, man. You see it on your screen. They've been terrible against the number 2, 6-1. The books still continue to price them like they're a decent team. Like they're a decent team, not even a good team. They price them like they're a decent team, and they're not that. They're a bad team. This team is heading for a blow-up sooner rather than later. And we have to continue to make our money fading them while we can. They've only won 3 games this year. Now they want me to go and lay 7 points. I know they just beat the brakes off of Utah at home, 130-113, but it's going to take more than that for me to want to lay 7 points with you and feel comfortable doing so. The Pistons, last time we seen these boys, it was just the other night. We had them. It was our play of the day. Some of you pushed, some of us hit. It was just depending on the number you got. But the Pistons, man, they had a lead over Philadelphia for majority of that game. And I think they can come in here and compete with the Bulls as well. We've already seen the Pistons beat the Bulls once this season. That game was in Detroit, but they low-key smashed them. What was the score? It was 118-102. The Pistons are kind of banged up right now. Duran out, Alec Burke probably out, Jaden Ivey probably out, and Joe Harris probably out. But most of these guys have been out for a little minute, so it's not nothing new. Um, I'm not laying 7.5 with Chicago. Like, that's what it comes down to. We're not laying 7.5 with Chicago. Short, sweet, simple. I'm taking the Detroit Pistons. I think they cover this line. And to be 1,000% honest with you guys, I think they have a legitimate shot to win this game outright. Might be a great plus money opportunity on a pretty big dog. Next game up, man, we got the defending champs, the Denver Chicken Nuggets, out on the road facing the Houston Rockets. Rockets getting 3.5 at the crib, man. Hey, them Rockets in that mode right now. Them Rockets is hooping. They've won 5 straight games. They've all been at home. They're fairly comfortable at the crib. And I'm going to be honest, man, I don't want to fade them in this spot. I love the Nuggets. We all love the Nuggets, man. But where do we mainly love the Nuggets? At the crib. Say it with me now. The Nuggets at home go stupid, dummy, crazy. On the road, when you go back and look at their last 90 games or so and just look at their away games, they're about 50-50. They're about 50-50, meaning they lose and win about the same amount of games out on the road. That's who the Nuggets are. They go stupid, dummy, crazy on the crib, and they're a 50-50 road team. And with how hot the Rockets are right now at home, getting points in our back pocket in a 50-50 type game, I think it's a great place to be. Also, attacking straight up on the money line, I think is a great place to be. You got to give credit where credit is due, man. Hats off to the Rockets. You boys is hooping, and I don't want to fade you. Also, in that same note, I'm taking them boys off the do not bet list. The Rockets are officially off the do not bet list, and I think they get this one done. I really do. I'm going to take the Rockets plus the points at the crib against the defending champs. That is crazy. It's crazy, but I think it's well-deserved, and I think it's honestly the right play. Next game up, man, we got my favorite team, the Dallas Mavericks, out on the road facing the New Orleans Pelicans. Pelicans getting 2.5 points at the crib. Hey, man, the Pelicans are not looking good right now, man. They've lost 4 straight games, and I think they make it a 5th here in this one. We've seen them kind of go through these stretches last year, and it doesn't surprise me at all. When they're banged up, they're one of the worst teams in the NBA. When they're healthy, they're one of the best teams in the NBA. It's really not that hard to understand. And they're banged up right now. The vibes are not high right now, and in all honesty, I look to continue to fade them. They got their doors blown off by Atlanta, 123-105. Denver blew their doors off out on the road, 134-116. Minnesota did the same, 122-101. And they just lost their last game out on the road to the Houston Rockets. Really the icing on the cake, 104-101. Think the Mavs make it 5 straight. They're playing really well right now. Luka Doncic is playing at an MVP level. Kyrie Irving has assimilated into his role as the second-tier guy on this team, but is still one of the best shot makers in the league. I love the addition of Grant Williams and Derek Lively. This Mavs team is playing well. Hey, they've actually been a decent money-making team for us thus far. I think they get the 6-4 ATS, 8-2 on the year, and continue the hell of a season they're on. Hey, watch out for my Mavs, man. Remember, just 2 years ago, we were in the Western Conference Finals. If Luka continues to play at this high of a level for the most of the season, I think we got a good chance of getting back to the Western Conference Finals. We'll see. Crazy early. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. But in this one tonight, I do think the Mavs are the better team, playing the better basketball with the better player. I think they win this game. I'll lay the points out on the road. Short, sweet, simple. Next game up, we got the Miami Heat out on the road facing the San Antonio Spurs. Spurs home dogs getting 1.5 at the crib in this one. It's a true 50-50 game. Even with Jimmy Butler, even with Tyler Hero, even with Caleb Martin out for the Miami Heat, this is still a 50-50 game with the Spurs being at home. I don't have a play in this game. I'm going to call a spade a spade. I just don't have one. There's a ton of action on the card today. I've covered every NFL game and every NBA game, and this is the one game I'm going to take a pass in. Miami, they're on a back-to-back. They were 7-7 straight up in this situation last year. So 50-50. I think this is a 50-50 game. The Spurs, I really don't want to bet them. I don't. Tough game. I'd rather leave it alone. If you guys are fiending for a play in this game, though, like if you just absolutely need a play in this game, small lean. I'm talking about small lean towards the Miami Heat here in this one. Next game up, man, we got one of our favorite money-making teams, the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies, out on the road facing the Phoenix Suns. Suns home favorites laying 2.5 at the crib in this one. It's another tough game, in my opinion, man. So another game I'm probably not going to have an official play in. Probably just going to leave this game alone. Here's why I say that. The Suns, they've struggled at home recently. They've lost now 3 straight home games. They've lost, 4 of their last 6 games? They're not playing good basketball right now. Let's call a spade a spade. And like I said, they've lost their last 3 home games to the Spurs in back-to-back games and the Lakers. 3 teams that are not legitimate road teams. So it makes it tough wanting to take the Suns in this one. And they're also still banged up. Devin Booker, game time decision, probably won't play. Bradley Beal, probably will play. And then Eric Gordon, he's just straight up questionable. So it makes it tough on the Phoenix side. On the Thunder side, man, where have we seen them struggle most this season? Out on the road. They got their doors blown off by Denver. And then, it was a head scratcher their last one. They lost to Sacramento in their last game, 105-98 after a pretty significant homestand. And I thought about it. We're going to make a ton, and I mean a ton of money betting the Thunder this season, mostly at the crib, mostly at home in Oklahoma City. Out on the road, man, we're going to have to really pick our spots. And this is just not one of them where I feel uber confident. Most nights when I take the Thunder, I feel uber confident. This is not one of those spots. So, tough game. I think it's a 50-50 type game. If I were to play it, I would take the Thunder plus the 2.5 or take them straight up on the money line, as I always say. In 50-50 type games, I'd rather have the points in my back pocket or attack the plus money. I'm a little nervous with the Thunder out on the road. I want to see them hoop out there. And the Suns are in a desperation bounce back spot. Like, this is one of those spots. Tough game, man. It's a tough game. Small lean to the Thunder. But again, me personally, probably not going to have a bet on this one. Next game up, man, we got the Minnesota Timberwolves, a.k.a. the Minnesota House of Disappointment, out on the road facing the Golden State Warriors. Warriors still favored in this game, laying 1. Another tough game, man. It is, man. I've been wrong on these 2 teams more so than any other 2 teams in the NBA. So I'm not necessarily in a rush to have a play in this game. The Warriors, man, they've been a thorn in my side all year. I just can't get them right. When I'm on them, they lose. When I fade them, they want to ball out. It's been a tough year trying to bet the Warriors. And then the T-Wolves, man, they've been in that mode here of recent. And I've been fading them, and I probably shouldn't have. I even faded them in their last game, and they won by half a point. Frustrating. This is what I'm going to do, man. I really hate to do it, but I'm going to lean towards the Minnesota Timberwolves. I think they're the better team playing the better basketball right now. And I actually think they match up quite well with Golden State. If Golden State is at home hitting their shots, they're going to win this game. But if their shots are not falling in almost any capacity, I think the Timberwolves control the boards. Remember, the Timberwolves are the best rated defensive team in the league. I think that causes some problems for Golden State. Small lean towards the Timberwolves. Again, I'm not in a rush to fade the Golden State Warriors at the crib, though, and I'm damn sure not in a rush to bet the Minnesota Timberwolves. I give a play in every game, every day, and I really do believe that the right side in this game is the T-Wolves, but personally, I'm not rushing to the window to bet this thing. And that's going to conclude this episode of my NBA Jam Session. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys watching this video, man. Smash that like button for your guy. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you're rocking with me, rock with me, man. I'm active on Twitter all day. There's a link for that in the description below, man. Follow me there. And, of course, huge card on this beautiful money-making Sunday. I'm locked and loaded over at Pickdawgz Premium, man. If you're rocking with me, rock with me, man. The best thing to do, in my opinion, of course, I got top plays, all those type things over there, but the best thing to do, in my opinion, is to hop on a long-term pass. You get every play, every sport for the duration of the package that you scoop up. I offer 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, yearly, seasonal, however you want to do it over at Pick Dawgz Premium. You can do it, man. Let's keep all this positive momentum rolling forward. Been a really good 30 days, been a good 7 days, been a good 24 hours, man. Let's try to keep it all rolling forward. I appreciate you guys watching, man. It's been your guy, Jay Briggs. Let's make some money today. I'm see you guys soon. I'm out of here. Peace.